What's going on, Longhorn Nation? I'm back. BJ with Bad Talks. All right, let's jump right into it, man. I don't like this bye week stuff. It's been a long week, even though, last week I said I'm glad we had a bye because I was tired, but of the emotional roller coaster that Texas has put us through. We've been winning football games, but it's been tough. But I missed watching the Longhorns on Saturday. Watched some good football games. I really enjoyed Purdue beating Ohio State. I look at it like this: if you're above us, hey, we need your spot in the rankings. So I really, really, really enjoyed watching Ohio State get spanked by Purdue and Urban Meyer. You deserve every bit of that butt whooping, buddy. Um, as you can tell, I'm not a big fan. I used to be very high on Urban Meyer, but after all this stuff going on with him, he just looks shady to me. So got no love for him. But this week, hey, we got a tough one. I know we got Oklahoma State's 4-3. But anytime you play in Stillwater, Texas fans, you already know it's a dogfight for us. And it seems like every year we go down big early by a couple touchdowns or 17 points or 10 points, whatever it is. But we seem to go down early at Oklahoma State, and I don't see that being any different this week. One, before I jump into to talk some teams, one, Texas likes to give up the opening drive every game. It seems like it. Every time it seems we must win the coin toss every time and defer so they can drive down and score. I don't seem like we've even started a game with taking the football. But it is what it is. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But as you know, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, ABC, nationally televised game in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Halloween weekend. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be hostile. Those teams. That team always comes ready to play Texas. But like I said, they're 4-3. They played last week and they got beat pretty bad by Kansas State. I say that because of the score looked bad. Kansas State put up 31 on them, but I mean it was 6-3 in the third quarter. Kansas State pulled away late on some fluke stuff, and it wasn't as bad. I think Oklahoma State's equivalent to Kansas State when it comes to being a complete football team. But they also lost. They lost to Iowa State at home. What they give up? I think I wrote it down here somewhere. Maybe I didn't. But they gave up 48 points or something like that to Iowa State at home. And then they gave up 41 points or something like that to Texas Tech at home and lost. So their three losses are Kansas State, Iowa State at home, and Texas Tech at home. So they can be beat at home. But we're not Iowa State. And we're not Texas Tech. We're University of Texas, and everywhere we go, we get everyone's best shot, especially Stillwater, Oklahoma. So I expect nothing less. These guys will come ready to play. Gundy will have these guys ready to go, and I think it's going to be a good football game. I'm not looking forward to this football game. I hate playing Oklahoma State every year because every year it's a dogfight for us. But yeah, they're 4-3. They're not ranked, but they got a good little football squad. Their quarterback Cornelius, it's a big dude, man. They run a lot of zone reads, same stuff that the RPOs that everybody's running, but he'll keep the football. He's not fast, but he's big, and he'll get down the field and pick up some yards on you in quick, fast, and in a hurry if you don't watch it. But when he does hand the football off, Jay Hill can flat out run the football. That's one of the better running backs in the conference. Good running back. Oklahoma State's got a darn good running back, along with the wide receiver Wallace and Hubbard, I think it is. I mean, Oklahoma State every year has wide receivers. Dez Bryant. I mean, all these guys, it seem like they always have wide receivers, always have that big muscle-up running back and a decent quarterback. Gundy can flat out coach an offense, too. So they're going to score. I don't know if they're going to put up 48 like Oklahoma did. I don't expect that, but I can see them scoring 24, 30 points, something like that. So Texas, defense better be ready. That offense is high-powered and explosive. I mean, it always is. I'm not telling you guys anything different that you already know. Defense is solid. Their defensive line is pretty solid. They got Brailford or something like that. Brailford, he's got 8 sacks on the year. He's number 8 in the country or something like that when it comes to actually, he is number 8 in the country when it comes to sacks. I think our closest guy to him is Charles Omenihu with 6, and that's he's like 19 or 20 in the country. So the guy can get to the quarterback. I mean, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Guy can get back there. Offensive line is going to be on their P's and Q's Saturday, because it's going to be a battle in the trenches with Oklahoma State. Now they're back 7. I don't think it's that good. And I say that I didn't do a whole lot of research on them, studying on their linebackers and DBs. But, I mean, they're giving up 31, 48, 41, 28 to Kansas. Points like that, the defense can't be real good. So I suspect Texas will be able to put up some points on Oklahoma State's defense. So that's about all I got on Oklahoma State, guys. They don't really impress me a whole lot other than their offense. They're always fast, they're always explosive. So like I said, I'm going in a circle here, but I expect them to score. But I expect Texas to score a little bit more. Moving on to Texas, we all know, elephant in the room, how does Sam feel? Is his shoulder still hurt? Is he 100%? If he does play, can he play up to his ability? Can he run the football? That's where he's most dangerous. Texas isn't as good as if Sam's not running the football. We need Sam healthy. We need him running the football. I like Shane Bichelle personally, although I don't know him personally, but he seems like a great kid, a great backup quarterback. I just don't think he can get it done. I honestly, if Shane Bichelle starts and plays the whole game, unfortunately, I don't think Texas wins this football game. I think Sam is an X factor in this game. Although I would love to say if Shane plays, hand the ball off to Keontae Ingram 30 times a game, and I've been saying that for the last 3 weeks, but hand it to him 25, 30 times, and let's go from there. But I don't see that happening. I don't know why they're not doing it, but they're just not. Trey Watson's going to start the game, I'm sure, and they'll rotate with Keontae Ingram, and he'll get some touches, but it probably won't be 25 or 30. I hope I come back next week or Saturday night or Sunday morning, and say, hey, I was wrong. He got that many touches. But Sam's our X factor to win the football game. We need Sam in there. Sam's our leader on offense, and Sam is the one that brings it each week. Like I said, I want Keontae Ingram to get some more touches. Obviously, a little Jordan Humphrey and Colin Johnson, Duvernay, they're going to show up. They're going to show up. I mean, we beat Baylor last week because of Colin Johnson. Shane Bichelle, that's the good thing about if Shane Bichelle starts, is he has a lot of faith in Colin Johnson, so he'll throw him the football. So those three, they're going to do fine. O-line, nothing different. Got to block. I'm no genius to say that. I mean, we all know that. Defense has its hands full. I said earlier on in the video, Oklahoma State's going to score some points, I think. But I really think Texas can manage that and hold them to 21 to 24 points. I'm hoping so anyway. I'd like to see Charles Omenihu get a 1 or 2 sacks and get up in the top 10 in the country on the defensive side of the ball. Hager, I'd like to have him a breakout game, man. I really want to see Brecken Hager and what he does against this offensive line, because offensive line isn't that great for Oklahoma State. I don't think I touched on them, but they're not that good. They're worse. They're not as good as Texas. So, I mean, what's that tell you? We're not great by any means. We're just a solid offensive line. So, I like to see our defense get in there. But linebackers are key this week. When you got the zone read, the RPOs happen a lot. The linebackers and corners. I believe we got everybody healthy on defense. I know Thompson was shaking up a little bit. But I believe he's back in there. And like I say this every week. I wish Thompson would get a little more playing time than P.J. Locke. I like P.J. Locke. He's been a great Longhorn. He'll be a lifetime Longhorn, which is awesome. But I like that young kid, man, Thompson. He likes to fly around and hit people. So, of course, our young DBs and Brandon Jones, I think, are going to do great back at the safety position. Man, there's not a whole lot to touch on this week. I mean, it's a scary football game. Like I said, it's in Oklahoma State, or it's in Stillwater. They'll have their paddles beaten on the walls. I think the biggest threats for this week isn't so much Oklahoma State themselves. I think number one biggest threat is the bye week beforehand. I think it's good and bad, okay? Played football my whole life and done some coaching. A bye week is tough. You get chill, you get relaxed. You may forget kind of what the game feels like. All right. We had some swagger coming out of that Baylor game, going in and coming out of that Baylor game. So you hope some of that doesn't go away. You hope they don't take Oklahoma State lightly. All that kind of stuff. Bye weeks scare me, especially Oklahoma State took a beating from Kansas State in Manhattan this week. So they're going to be ready to play. They want to get that bad taste out of their mouth. They'll be ready for the Texas Longhorns in those icy white uniforms when they come rolling in. I can promise you that. That scares me. Number 2, hostile environment. We all know Oklahoma State's a hostile environment. They, like I said earlier, they got those paddles out. They're up and they're out. Their music's going, and it's black and orange, and it's Halloween, and it's a spooky place to play, man. It really is. Makes me nervous. It really does. And I think I said this earlier. I shouldn't have touched on it earlier, but I did. I wanted to save it to the end. But our third biggest threat is we're not Texas Tech. We're not Iowa State. We're the University of Texas, the flagship of the state of Texas. Yes, I said that, Aggies. The flagship university of the state of Texas. And we get everybody's best. I don't care if we're playing Kansas. I don't care if we're playing Oklahoma State. Anybody on our schedule, we're going to get their best because we are the Texas Longhorns. That logo, or this logo, is one of the most recognized logos in the country, in the world. And I'll give you a quick story about that here shortly about the logo. But my prediction, I'm picking Texas to win the football game. And again, I don't like to do scores. I think it's a close football game. As Lee Corso likes to say, closer than the experts think. I didn't even see the spread. I probably should have just looked at the spread. I usually write it up here in the top right corner of my notepad here. But I didn't this time. But I think Texas wins the football game by a touchdown or 3 points. I don't think any more than 6 to 7 points we win this football game. It would not surprise me if Texas lost the game. I know some of you are like, what? These guys aren't very good. We're number 6 in the country. I just, I don't know. It's a trap game. I'm not liking it right after a bye game. But I don't have a bad feeling about it. All right? Like I did Baylor. I had a bad feeling about Baylor. But I have a pretty good feeling about that. Now, go back to the Texas logo. I took a quick story, 20 seconds or whatever, 30 seconds before I get off here. But my first deployment in Iraq in OIF 1, back when the war kicked off in Iraq, I was a young soldier, and we pull into this village in Ramadi, Iraq, and of course I'm not going to give names, but a commander had said, "Hey, I need to take 4 or 5 guys in here into this compound." Actually, it was a university that don't mind. I won't say his words, but doesn't mind getting dirty. Day one, so I was picked one of them to go. I was a medic, so they wanted me to go in. So long story short, we walked through this village and we had our weapons at the ready, and pucker factor was like this, and I was walking, I was praying, I was like, Lord, just give me a sign that I'm gonna be safe, man. I got kids at home, Lord, and I love my wife, and I was married at the time. I'm not married anymore, but I was married at the time. I was like, I love my wife at home. Like, I can't go out like this. I was a stud football player in high school, basketball, baseball, track, you name it. And I just can't go out like this. Lord, just please give me a sign. And this little boy come running up asking for water. And I looked at my commander, and he gave me the nod, go ahead and give him some water. So I pulled out my canteen cup, and I'm worried that this kid has like a bomb strapped to him or something like that. And I looked down, and he had sandals on. And it was Texas Longhorn sandals. It was black sandals with the orange logo. And I just smiled, and I gave the kid all my water I could give him. And I actually had some crackers in my pocket, and I gave him some crackers. And he thought I just gave him gold, a block of gold or something. Moral of the story is, when I saw that Longhorn logo, I knew God was sending me a sign that I was going to be okay that day. And, of course, I'm here today. But, hey, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm at my 15 minutes. Rook, I know you like me to go to 20. But this time I didn't have a whole lot to talk about this game. Maybe in the post-game video that I do, it'll be a little bit longer. But, guys, again, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the ones that are sending me messages. I've got nothing but good messages. So if you like it, shoot me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit a thumbs down. Hey, tell me why you don't like it. All right. Look up if you want, if you would like. Look me up on Twitter. Bad Talks at Brian Jalomo, BrianJalomo. I don't have the technology yet to put this on my screen, but look me up on Twitter at Brian Jalomo. I'm always talking about Texas football or making fun of the SEC Aggies. I love making fun of them. Anyway, hey guys, Texas, let's go get this win. Let's move to 7-1. Let's stay first place in the Big 12. Let's see if we can move up from number 6 to number 5. Let's creep up on them. Should I say the P word? Playoffs. We'll get talking about that. We win this game and May the next. I'm going to start talking about playoffs to you guys. All right. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in, guys. Again, I'm BJ with Bad Talks. We'll see you on Sunday or Monday. Hook 'em.